of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. Agenda adjustments. I have a few, if you don't mind. Sorry. Under old business, when going through the meeting minutes, I noticed that we need to add sewer department backup, so I'll call that H. Item I, I'd like to add the planning board grant. And item J, cluster housing. To other business.
Oh, slow down there.
Oh, sorry, I'll wait.
Okay.
You're all caught up.
Under. Yep.
Okay. Other business, 2025 audit. MMA election ballot. And 2,000 brush truck. Any other adjustments?
No, for me, anyway.
Okay, with that said, this is a business meeting of the select board. It is open to the public. As you all know, it is not a public meeting per se. So we are going to offer you an opportunity for public comment at the beginning and the end. Public comments. Okay. The minutes of July 23rd, 2026. I move to accept as written with the FEMA corrections.
Corrected it.
Okay.
I second.
All those in favor? Old business. Town-owned property and buyout property.
Many hours left.
Getting to that part. This weekend, with much help from Carol, we put together an attachment. Here it is.
Only this day.
Yeah. Put together an attachment addressing FEMA and MEMA's concerns about the properties they identified. And we can talk about formatting and changing of formatting as you see fit, but I think before we get into formatting details, in a nutshell, for each address, I copied the photos that MEMA sent us into a table and put a right-hand column with respect to town review. So with that said, would you like to go through the town review comments individually, or would you like to take it one property at a time?
Done it.
You have already done it? Okay. I already
Because I sent you the-
incorporated your
yeah,
comments.
So. However they wanna do it, it's fine, okay. So.
There was one question I had,
Yeah.
they said maybe the Trail Riders Club sign is on state property, is that?
That was our statement for them.
Oh, man.
So
I thought I had just seen that,
did they sent us pictures? That's all they sent us?
yeah.
So we're kind of guessing as to
Yeah.
what the offense is. Most of them are pretty evident photos, but, there's two signs at the park and ride.
Yeah, the big sign,
The big sign Brian thought was in town or state right of way,
yeah,
and
The
the
small
small
one.
sound,
There's 2 or 3 of that.
there's 2 or 3 out back. But I guess kind of taking it from the beginning, if you don't mind,
okay.
let's skip one school street for now. There were lights on the tree on page 6. There were lights on a tree at 20 Ranger Mill. Have those come down yet, do you know?
No, they have not.
Okay, but I guess it's our intent to remove them. I suggest and drafted letters that we can send to the owner of some of the stuff that's on the property. Kathy, do you have the letter for 20 Ranger Mill Road?
I believe those letters are in your file.
My pile?
Yep, for the boards to sign.
Yeah, well, I guess. If you don't mind, this might take a minute.
You want me to say it now?
hot minutes, yeah. But 20, I drafted a letter for, it's all pretty straight, pretty much the same language.
Step to the side. Right there.
In a nutshell, what it says is representatives from FEMA and MEMA recently inspected town-owned property for compliance with regulations governing that property. The property at 36 Ranger Mill was found to be out of compliance. The 36 Ranger Mill Road is town-owned property. FEMA MEMA provided the photo below, so I copied the photo in, and then asked who we believe to be the owner of the materials that are on town-owned property.
Sorry.
Says, please remove, in this case, pickup truck debris and other materials stored on town-owned property within 30 days. If you all agree, I suggest we send these out to the property owners and then save a copy and send them to MEMA and FEMA demonstrating that we're making, headway in our efforts.
Can copies be attached to our minutes from this meeting?
Copies of what?
The letters be attached to our minutes from the meeting?
I think so, why not?
Just making sure.
So,
Huh?
do you want to read it yourselves? Say it yourself?
Yeah. Truthful.
Yeah,
You already reviewed them, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Do you want us to go ahead and sign?
Well, you want to make a motion?
I make a motion, we follow through with the letters to the at-fault property owners. Or I shouldn't say property.
The
owner.
owners of the material
Yes.
on the town-owned land.
Yes.
Okay, I second that. All those in favor? Okay, so that's 20 Ranger Mill Road. 22 Cross Street. There are a number of signs pictured. And we read the CFR this weekend and it allows construction of material that's supportive of the use of the property, provided it's open on all sides. So my personal interpretation is the signs are compliant. And rather than removing the signs at first, I'd like to share this interpretation with MEMA and see if they concur. Moving on from there. I guess, does anybody take any issue with that approach?
No.
Okay, moving on from there to 29 and 33 Pleasant Street. Again, construction of materials that basically support the use of the property as it's being used as open space includes the ability to construct a structure which is open on all sides. So I think a gazebo is open on all sides, so
And it's lasted through several floods.
okay, so any problem with that approach?
No.
Okay, the shed at the park on page 13. I think Brian suggested the rec department could use it and the trails department is not using it, so we're gonna try to move that. And hopefully take some pictures when it's all done. Regarding the invasive species pictured on page 17, I'm sorry, page 15. I'm asking, in this document, asking MEMA for technical assistance as to how we can achieve compliance and not allow the invasive species to take over. Okay, moving along to the benches, again, my interpretation is their benches are open on all sides. So I'm kind of going by the benches.
Where did the birds go?
I don't know.
Must have been bad things.
The birdhouse on page 21, or not the birdhouse, the bird bath. I understand it doesn't hold water anyways.
Right.
So I think Parks and Trails suggested we remove it. Okay,
And I think
Oh, here it is.
there's another statue, I thought, maybe in the weeds. Anyway, if there is, it'll be gone.
okay. The bridge on page 22. 23. And 24. Lots of pictures of the bridge. And 25. the Code of Federal Regulations on the bridges is pretty clear that they're not allowed. So I'm looking for y'all's suggestions as to what we should do with this bridge.
I know the flood of 23, it moved it because it had been, I guess, sort of fastened down because we had to have Todd Piper come and put it back where it went. I know it's not in the greatest of shape either. So I hate to say this, but I don't know that it's worth keeping much.
My final theory is the more we can do without being reminded to do, the
Yeah,
better off it's gonna look. So they
Yeah.
might be maybe more forgiving if they are questioning the benches or something.
yeah. Because like I said, I know the last flood we had, Todd had to come put it back that next year.
Are we talking about taking down this bridge then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall we have a motion?
I motion to remove the bridge at the park.
Shown on
It's
pages
just a
22,
decorative.
23, 24, and 25.
Yeah.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor? Okay. Skipping to trail signs on page 26, we've already talked about signs. I'm gonna skip over 36 Ranger Mill Road because we have a separate agenda item for that. Switching to page 29. MEMA has an issue with the well shown on page 29. We found a deed that has an easement for this well, so we're gonna provide the deed as explanation of why there's a well there. Um,
That's when that wasn't type of.
oh, where? What page?
Oh, yeah.
29.
Shown,
Right there.
this rower?
I don't even know what it's supposed to be. So,
It's
oh, continue to
repair,
repair your deed and, yeah. Well,
sorry.
repair
It was getting late.
So your D skipped over and your P off the bat.
Page 32, 48 School Street, pictures an asphalt driveway. This has already been removed, I think.
Yes, and that.
Okay, so we have to put a picture in there. 52 School Street shows signs. We've already discussed signs. 53 School Street shows pictures of a farm fence. I've inserted the same language that we use with respect to signs, except changed it to fence. I understand there was a reuse plan that was drafted and signed by the select board. I can't find any other communication other than it being drafted and signed by the select board. So I think if anybody stumbles upon a signed, approved
A government
reuse plan,
one.
a government signed one, that would be great, because the reuse plan specifically addresses this farm fence. If we don't have a reuse plan, or I guess if we can't find one signed by the government, I think we're gonna be in a position where we'll submit what we have signed.
Well, it says can be used for grazing, but I don't know of any animals that will graze and stay where they belong
And
without a
one more.
fence, especially on 140.
Huh.
Any road.
I
I know.
don't know what to do. So that one's still kind of up in the air, looking for the reuse plan. 55 Pleasant Street. We have removed starting on page 36, we removed the
Yeah. The
screen, thank you, and we removed the cone. We will insert images. 80 School Street, more signs. Proposed to treat that the same way as the rest of the signs. Page 3882 School Street shows a picture of a fence. That fence was removed. So we need to insert a picture there. 149 School Street. This trailer is owned by or we believe it to be owned by an individual, I move we send a letter to said individual asking for them to remove the trailer.
Motion,
Second,
All those in favor?
it's a yes.
Okay, send it down. 184 School Street. I don't,
That one?
I'm not sure. It says,
oh, the parking lot.
is that a sign? I'm sure it's a picture of a sign. I just can't tell in black and white.
I believe it. Oh, yeah,
the
it's the
parking
beginning of
lot,
the trail across the parking lot.
So treat that sign the same way. 187 and 191 School Street, again, signs, same text. And that brings us to the end. Is there not other letters? Oh, there are
Yeah,
a couple other
but they-
letters still.
This one, she sent us after the fact, so that's gonna be added on.
Oh. 22, okay. Okay. Will do.
You want this document attached to minutes as well, or wait till it's completed?
Probably wait till it's completed.
So this is for 22 school. Try this again, 22 Cross Street, because there's some firewood and a storage container there that, so. I motion we send a letter.
I second. All those in favor? Okay. Did you get that last one?
Yeah, it's like-
Oh,
22 cross.
that's something.
22 Cross is coming.
Okay.
Keep going, Carol.
Uh. This is the one you were holding.
There's birdhouses at 22 School Street. I'm reluctant to ask the person who owns the birdhouses to take them down. Because I think they make the property look pretty.
And one of them's on it, he trimmed a tree, it's not on a,
It's on a
Oh.
high tree stump.
yeah, I mean, what, I don't see why that would be a problem.
So I guess,
It's a
Yeah,
pretty-
see,
yeah, no, I haven't mentioned
It's a
that, but I guess I'm
previous
not
tree.
sure. I'm reluctant to send a letter about these birdhouses,
I
Yeah.
agree.
but I'm looking
I don't know
for
what the facts behind it can be, but.
a
yes.
motion one way or the other. That's my personal feeling.
A motion to not send them.
You move to not send a letter
Yeah.
to 22 yet?
Yeah, unless
I
we
second,
find something.
Okay, all those in favor of not sending a letter at this time? Okay,
we'll fight that battle, we have to later.
okay.
And this one is for 104 Pleasant. Because there's a mountain of stuff, campers, vehicles, etc. Which is on our property and should not be. They've already received a non-compliance letter and nothing has happened, so. So this is another non-compliance,
149,
104 Pleasant.
104, I move to send a almost identical letter to 104 Pleasant Street.
Second,
All those in favor?
Is that the same property that was revoked?
correct,
Because we're coming up on their 6 weeks anyways.
yeah,
I'm sorry, who seconded that?
Me, I think.
yeah.
Okay, can I have this one?
You sure can.
So, moving on. I'll wait till you return that to the pile.
Right.
Otherwise I'll get lost in my papers. Actually, Kathy, can we give you all of these letters?
Absolutely, I'll copy them
Can
and
you-
send them on.
Keep a copy with our minutes too, please. Thank you. Um. I had a separate line item for Canton Water District. And the 36 Ranger Mill Road. By way of an update. We went to, excuse me, I'm sorry. I thought I had it, but I guess not. We went to the last water district meeting, as you all know. I think you were all there, and then I received an email the next day saying the water district's planning on removing the wells. I was CC'd on an email. I've followed up with 2 separate emails on 2 separate occasions asking for an update as to where they are on that process, and I have not received anything back. So with that said, I propose a slightly different worded letter. Now that we understand their intent is to remove the wells. The same representatives from FEMA and MEMA recently inspected the town-owned property for compliance with the regulations governing the property. The property at 36 Ranger Mill Road was found to be out of compliance with FEMA and MEMA, provided the following photo. And then what I was asking instead was, within 30 days of receipt of this letter, please submit a schedule for the removal of the wells, which indicates the completion date that the property will be returned to its pre-drill state, and fully executed contract with a qualified company for the removal of the wells in a manner consistent with generally accepted practices for removing and capping wells to prevent contamination of the aquifer. A fully executed contract must list a completion date.
Motion to send.
Second,
I amend your motion to send
Okay.
it as certified mail.
Yeah.
Because we
Good.
haven't heard
Yep.
back.
Yep.
Okay. All those in favor?
And that's going certified to the district.
Yes.
Yes, please. Okay. Is there anything else on the water district I forgot?
I don't believe
I
so.
didn't think so, okay. Overnight parking.
Oops. Bunch.
Sorry, I didn't see those here.
That's fine.
You each have in your packet, and I sent them to you as well, a concern from Mike DeSalskis. Just some suggestions that he had, I suppose that I would pass that along. His concern was for people who live in town, they understand the reasons, that say no overnight parking, but, we're curious, what if someone's coming in from out of town and they're snowmobiling or that type of multi-day trip type of thing. So I did tell him I would pass this information on to you.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I appreciate his concerns on this, but as far as accessing some of those camps off the Water District Road. It's private property after the Water District, right? So. We can't. I mean, that's. Up to landowners if they choose to.
I honestly think that there's not so much the boat launch, but the park and ride. For people who park there, unload their machines and go for a couple of days, snowmobile or ATV. That's where I'm leaning to what he was saying. So due to the high quality trails in both Canton and neighboring towns, people from southern Maine use Canton as a starting point for long snowmobile trips. Some of these rides are either multi-day with overnight stays or long trips that can end late in the night or early in the morning. This would require leaving trucks and trailers at the starting point.
I honestly don't know if I've ever noticed.
I was gonna say, I've not really noticed any at the park and ride, other than if somebody's broke down.
Yeah,
And our policy is midnight to 5.
yeah.
Uh,
I,
I'm not a.
like I said, I appreciate this concern, I'm just not.
Yeah.
Entirely sure. Some of it's applicable.
Does anybody wish to take any action on this letter?
We took it under advisement.
Shall we move to the next agenda item?
Yeah.
Okay. EMA director. We have,
2 applications in your folders.
do we want to interview either applicant, or is there a different approach? I'm not sure an interview is necessary.
Well, this guy's asking for both and. You have, Oops. I make a motion to appoint the first person who applied.
I second that in favor of appointing somebody who lives in Canton.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
because if we have a flood, which is usually our problem, he's here.
Yeah.
Where the other one is out of town and would have
On the
to
other side of
deal.
the river.
Yeah, he will be on the upside and have to deal with the whole lot in his town that we would come second, I feel.
Okay, all those in favor of appointing the Canton resident? Okay, motion carries. Planning board ordinance,
Can we go with those three together?
probably not,
Oh,
sorry.
that's fine.
Um. Sorry, I'm looking for my notes. The planning board ordinance, by and large, changes are directed at including an alternate on the board. One recent addition is the use of email accounts. I guess I question now that the planning board has Teams and OneDrive available through the town account, if it makes sense for the planning board to also use the Teams and OneDrive rather than storing the files externally to the town of Canton. That way, if there's turnover on the board or
Any question?
any questions, the files are stored on town accessible drives. So yes, I don't have any other comments on the planning board ordinance. I'm remiss to have them give it back to us again. So I guess I would move to include mandatory use of Teams in OneDrive rather than storing files externally and put it on our next annual meeting agenda.
We can write those amendments ourselves
Yeah.
and put it in. It doesn't have to go back to them.
Okay, is that what you want to do? You can
Yeah.
change my motion.
Well, I'm just. I think that would be a,
More direct. route.
yes, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, I move to edit the planning board ordinance that's attached to our meeting minutes to add the use of OneDrive and Teams for all town documents.
Yep.
And then set it for the annual meeting,
Yep.
annual town meeting.
I
Is there a
second it.
second? All those in favor?
And you said to present it at the June town meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, who seconded?
Me.
Thank you.
Do you mind making that edit? Or I
Yep.
can make it if you
No.
want to.
No, just give me some.
I'll do it, I'll do it. I've got it, I know. but I already got the full file. Teams. Okay, solar ordinance. We sent this to legal review, given our history with this ordinance already. And your concerns with the and the or,
Yep.
And versus or.
and versus or, exactly. Our town lawyer agreed with the use of and rather than or. But had a couple other, I would say, more minor comments. On section 5, just rewording, if you would. And then offered rather extensive comments on the appeals board. So this ordinance does not include any language on an appeals board, but our lawyer points out his interpretation of the ordinance is that the select board is ultimately the permitting authority for large and medium scale solar stuff.
Mhm.
The CEO is the permitting authority for small scale roof and ground mounted SEAs, solar stuff, basically. And the planning board and CEO are responsible for permitting any requested modifications of approved SEAs. The lawyers classified this as an unwieldy approach and offered a couple for instances. For instance, does the select board have the discretion to deny a permit even if the planning board has recommended approval? If the planning board and the CEO are permitting authority for the proposed modification to the large scale and medium scale, what is the outcome of the modification proceeding if the planning board and the CEO do not agree? He goes on to say, if the ordinance is established, additionally, if the ordinance establishes in essence 3 different bodies with jurisdiction to permit solar plants based on the size, whether the application requests initial approval or a modification to the existing plan, does the town want to specify that all appeals from permitting decisions will go to the Board of Appeals before proceeding to the Superior Court? So with that said, he was, I guess, well, he used the word unwieldy approach. So I guess I'd move to send the solar ordinance back to the planning board and ask them to clean up the quote unwieldy approach.
Cause it definitely has to have an appeals process in it after the last round.
Is there a second?
Second. Yeah, we'll fight over, we all second. Thank you.
I do have a question or a
Yes.
comment, if you don't mind.
Please.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be, but I believe that Aaron has read that the planning board issues and is overseer of any commercial.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that right there would put, the CEO wouldn't be issuing permits.
He would on the small ones.
It's a small one,
Right.
yes, a rooftop,
Yeah.
but any other than that,
It's planning
it's
board.
planning board, not the CEO, because
Right.
they don't issue building, commercial permits.
Yeah.
I don't know if that falls into that under the medium, if I heard you right.
It should.
Yes,
Okay,
it could,
okay,
but if a lawyer's confused on how to interpret it and think it's complicated, I
right,
think we need to clean that up before we
exactly.
pass it as an ordinance. Do we have a vote?
No.
All those in favor?
That's-
Okay,
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
no, that's okay. I'm waiting on that. Cemetery ordinance. I thought I had a copy with me. I'm clearly drowning in papers.
I was gonna say, need a couple more?
Yeah. I do.
Joanna, in a second.
Carol, there are some on like adding.
Cemetery ordinance.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so I received comments from at least one board member. There's a line here for supervising removal of bodies from graves. It was suggested that that should say remains. There's a couple of minor formatting issues. And I think section 6, if I recall, at our last town meeting, that where this was brought up, section 6 had the most objections from the general public. So now line A, prohibited activities reads, no dogs or other domestic animals shall be allowed in cemeteries with the exception of leased animals for ceremonies and graveside visits. This is not a place for walking pets.
I think that, I disagree with that, and I think saying it like that is quite rude.
I agree with keeping them on the leash, but.
Yes,
if
keep
you
them on
wanna
the
walk
leash.
your Dog,
And the
it's,
comment of that's not a place to walk your dog, I feel is out of line.
go to any of your bigger cemeteries and cities, and that's
People walk
All
like
the time.
crazy, yeah,
Oh, it's part of the history of cemeteries.
Yeah.
exactly,
They were parks.
yeah,
and it's a safe place in Canton to walk.
yeah,
I-
yeah, exactly.
suggest, and I think somebody else suggested, changing item A to dogs must be leashed.
Yes.
Period.
Yep.
Item B says horseplay, sports activities, or any gathering not in keeping with the purpose and dignity of a cemetery are prohibited. I kind of feel like that takes all the prohibited activities and just is pretty straightforward.
It's common sense, I mean.
Riding of motorized recreational vehicles of any sort, including but not limited to snowmobiles and all-terrain vehicles, shall not be allowed within the town cemetery without the permission of the town office. I'm just reading these off because these are what everybody had problems with last time. Item D is glass bottles and alcoholic beverages are prohibited from town cemeteries. Personally, I feel like that's gonna be problematic for anybody who wants to
Yes, how do you,
visit with their loved ones.
yeah, because I've been to numerous cemeteries and about all of them have beer, beer cans set there because of
I think that,
whatever to their family.
I'm wondering if that was supposed to be interpreted as don't leave your glass beer bottles.
Carry in, carry out.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people leave beer bottles on
Beer cans, yeah, as
paved
a,
stones.
yeah,
So I'm wondering if that is what they were trying to get at, it just wasn't
yeah.
worded that way.
Well,
I
and if
don't
a
know.
family wants to have a toast at a graveside service.
Exactly. I know.
Kids go there.
So with that said, if
You know,
you jump to the end, it says that the select board is responsible for enforcing this. Personally, I don't feel comfortable enforcing no alcoholic beverages. I move to have the item D stricken from prohibited activities.
Yes,
cause it already, the whole glass thing is already covered in the no glass containers for
Yeah.
flowers.
and I mean, yeah,
Or maybe you put no glass container or all glass containers prohibited,
Yeah,
not all glass.
because I'm pretty sure if you go to Pine Grove right now, you'll find one I know of with beer
Oh, yeah.
cans on it.
So item E is firearms, bows and arrows, slingshots, air rifles, and other weapons shall not be allowed within the confines of the town cemetery except with permission from the town office as part of a military ceremony.
isn't that part of the state statute? That, I'm gonna assume that this
I'm pretty
state
sure.
cemetery statute prohibit fire truck backing up, prohibits,
Can't hunt in the cemetery,
excuse me,
can't hunt in the cemetery.
right,
Okay, so
I would strike that really, because yeah. How's, and the town office has got more to do than worry about that.
with that said, I move to send the cemetery ordinance to the planning board with the blue text, handwritten text, noting the select board's comments on this ordinance. Is there a second?
yes, second.
Yeah,
All those in favor? Can you give this to Kathy?
Sending it back to the room.
Sending it back to the planning board. Would you send that document to them in color and attach it to our meeting minutes in color? Thank you. Sewer department backup.
Oh, yeah.
We talked at our last meeting about having a backup for the sewer department. Should Josh want to go on vacation? I think this was your item.
Yeah,
And somebody was gonna reach out to Dave, and I don't know if that got done.
I think that was supposed to be me and I forgot all about it, but. Oh,
I thought it was supposed to be, I'm gonna talk to Josh about this, and he did kind of mention it in passing to Dave. And he also had some concerns, he doesn't feel like Dave would do it because, one, he's afraid that if he was to get hurt, where would that go? I said, as far as I know, he'd still be an employee because we put him back as an active employee. But Josh is very uncomfortable considering his age and being alone, having to go down and do something.
yeah, but he doesn't go down alone anyways.
Right, but if there was an alarm, he would have to find somebody as
Right.
well. But Josh was just a little concerned about the age. But, you know, so I don't know, he got the impression that Dave would not be comfortable doing it. I don't know if you still want us to ask outright.
I'll
I
ask
did
him.
mention it.
I guess,
I'll catch him this week.
if you don't mind asking him, and
Yeah.
then two, can we have an executive session on our next meeting agenda to discuss personnel for the sewer department?
So, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
When you said sewer, if I like back up, back up on the agenda. It's like, okay. I was a little slow to the ball game there.
Oh, that's okay, that's okay. Number J,
Yeah.
I was giving Kathy a chance to catch up. I listened in on the last planning board meeting on Zoom. I did not attend in person. I know Josh attended in person. But I heard as part of the meeting that the planning board apparently received their grant that they applied for a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Kathy's made a couple emails to the planning board asking for any grant paperwork. I have received no grant paperwork. I just wanted to put out there that if the town gets a grant under Article 8 of our last warrant, the select board signs the grant, the planning board does not.
So do they have it? Or have they
The
just?
only email that I got back this afternoon was the one that said, congratulations, you've been awarded.
Oh, good.
I have nothing else.
Okay. So I guess we're still on the lookout for paperwork.
Yeah, one email I saw, she did state that she was, when the check is cut, so to speak, when it arrives in the mail, the paperwork will be with it.
Oh, okay, that I did.
Yeah, that was one I saw, well,
I guess the select board has to sign any grant signature paperwork, but
yeah,
let's keep an eye out for that and make sure we do our duty. Also as part of the planning board meeting, I think probably just got some wires crossed. It was mentioned that the select board asked to have the cluster housing ordinance updated. I have no recollection of that. Is that the standard? So I guess we have not requested the cluster housing ordinance be updated. New business, transfer station recycling.
Everybody seems to enjoy recycling now that it's single sort. That container fills up as a rule every 2 days. Whereas the trash one fills up every 3 days. So what Jim's done is on the third day, had them put their recycling in the regular compactor. I guess my question is, where is that what we want to continue doing? Do we want the recycling container? You know, we're gonna be going into shopping season. I've asked Kathy to check and see.
When is shopping season?
Oh, shopping season.
It was a season.
I was gonna deliver a donkey here pretty soon.
Cause I can see in November starting that I wouldn't be surprised to see it fill up every day, every time we're open. You know, and yes, we still have, the nursing home uses, you know, brings a fair amount of recycled material. So I guess, you know, what do we wanna do?
What is the cost difference if we added a second recycling container?
I'm glad you asked.
Well, that's good.
I preempted those questions. So we have 3 options.
Yep,
Okay, I'll start with the first one is by asking Pinnacle to get their own votes. I know, but that's, I'm just tossing that out there. If we were to rent another recycling container, we currently pay $100 for rent. And I have all of this for you guys. $430 every time they pull it, plus tipping fees.
So that's 500 or,
500 plus every time. I reached out to Casella's.
no, we don't have to pay the 100 every time. We only have to pay it per month.
Yes,
And they're pulling it about once every other week right now.
we're still trying to get in the once every third day, but last Saturday they closed it.
Yeah. And we do have the biggest container they have.
We do. So I reached out and I asked Casella if they had balers, if they rented them, sold them, and this is specifically for cardboard. They do. We can, sometimes they have used or refurbished, and that we have options of purchasing or renting. The lady gave me very rough estimates. She was on the road. purchasing of it could be $7,000 and up. Rent would be somewhere between $250 and $450 a month. We would have to make sure we had the right power requirements, which Andy doesn't think we have right now.
No,
So the baler and the bales would have to be stored inside. But what got me, it kind of really perked my ears, was depending on how many bales we can store. And they average 800 to 1,000 pounds a bale with a vertical baler. Cardboard has a value. Right now, in the month of August, it's $90 a ton. So the more that we can store, when they pick it up, we can actually make money on that. So we can either make money, reduce our fees, or break even. So right now it's $90 a ton, so they said a pull would be $400 to $600 when they were to come and pick up, depending on how much we have. The more we store, the more we make. They hold it at Casella's until they have enough to sell, so that is like a $40 fee. She said you could, if you had enough stored, you could even make money on over and above what your fees are. You could make money, you could break even, or instead of the $400 to $600, you might pay $100, you might pay $50. She said cardboard's very valuable right now.
so if we are full and they have to come get it, but they're not full, then we have to pay $40 per ton until whenever
No, no,
they.
no, no. That's their processing fee, whether we send 100 ton or 10 ton, it's $40 a ton that they charge us for holding it down.
That's what I'm saying,
Yes.
yes, but I mean, how long, is that 40 a ton per month?
No,
Or just
one time.
overall?
One
Okay.
time. So when they pull it, it's whatever their pull is plus the $40 per ton that they charge. So they call it their processing fee.
How do we move bales which are 1,000 pounds?
I'm gonna
Hand jack.
assume that there must be some feature because they don't think they would offer it to towns.
I'm gonna say a hand jack, just like what they
Pallet
use,
jack.
Yeah.
pallet jack, when they come and get our electronic waste, they use that.
She didn't indicate that people have an issue, so, and she didn't bring it up at all, to be honest, so I would think she would have said, we need to have X, Y, and Z.
But, well, at the end of the day, we
Then
don't
you
have.
gotta worry about fire and safety too, when you're storing all that.
Well, yeah, we have to anyways with what we store inside.
See what I'm saying?
We don't have three-phase power up there, I'm pretty sure, so.
No, Andy said he didn't think.
We can't do it anyways.
Well, maybe we investigate to see what it would cost.
I think that might scare you, but
I don't know,
But in the long run, would it be
feasible,
a better option?
yeah.
I guess what I'm wondering is, should we get another container while we investigate? Is this becoming a issue week after week?
Cause I hate to tell people, like I said, people seem to enjoy this single sort recycling, cause it's going crazy. To tell them, you know, on the third day, go throw it in the dumpster, go throw it in the compactor.
but is it going crazy, because before we had essentially
Yes.
4 separate
Oh, yeah,
recycling things, and now we have 1.
because they don't have to sort it at home, they don't have to, all those people are just bringing it and throwing it in, as
Right.
I've been up there enough to see, yes.
But the volume of the 3, is that
Thank you.
equal to our
That's-
1?
yeah.
Or is it equal to something
The
larger?
volume's picked up a lot,
No,
No,
we had 3 containers
machine.
that had a certain volume.
yeah.
We have 1 container now. The 1 container has the ability to hold less than the 3 combined before.
It's the same size.
I bet it would not.
That's
Yeah, I'd say it's told more, because there's no partitions.
And I think if you start saying when you get to the third day, just throw it in the compactor, that people are gonna stop
Yeah.
recycling. That's, would be a fear of mine.
Like I said, I've
So what do you suggest, Robin?
another container up there, I especially going into more
Oh.
topics. I feel, you know, because I've been up there and I mean, you see people that never used to bring anything to recycle, bring it and just, yeah, and the boxes are broken down and I've gone up there when he's told me it's full to double check and the stuff comes falling out, so I get this,
So what we have is the largest recycling one that
Yep.
they own.
Yeah, I did ask that as well.
yeah.
Where's that money gonna come from? Cause we did not budget for two.
We get our 2025 audit.
Do we have solid waste reserve? I mean, I know you hate to pull. from
Yes.
us.
Speaking of, that's gonna be talked about too. But that can wait for other business. Now that I think of it.
I mean, we're in Maine. We are about being green and now we're asking people to recycle and they have that opportunity to recycle more and now we're taking advantage of it. I hate as a rule, the third day, then having to be told, just throw it in the compactor.
What are your tipping fees compared to on the compactor?
It goes by weight, but we're still looking at just about a ton.
Yeah, so like versus pulling that container more versus, getting another container, would it work out in the long run to have two containers, cause you're not filling your dumpster?
You're still gonna have the 430 pull for both of them.
I
I don't know,
personally
because the
would like
tipping,
to do a little more thought process research on this, of
tipping fees vary by weight and whatever the
Yeah.
rate is at that time.
I know that when the compactor gets full, because I've gotten that honor of being up there, it's full. When they finally, after the third day, and he's had them put recycling in that third day, when they go to pull it, there's stuff coming out the end because it's so full.
I suggest that we table a decision till our next meeting, with the intent of finding someplace in the budget we can pay for one of these options.
could you send us the other tipping rates, et cetera, like the regular compactor one and all of this other stuff that's not just the recycling one?
The tipping?
Yes.
It's the tipping, not the pulls, yes, I can.
Well, any and all, that, so just so I can,
Visualize it.
yes, thank you.
It's okay with you if we bring this up again in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got time before the busy shopping season starts.
Just tell me which day it starts, I don't wanna miss it.
It starts tomorrow.
Every day shopping day when you got grandkids.
Okay, Jewett Hill paving, Jewett Hill Road
Name of that.
paving, we got a pretty darn good price.
I was shocked.
I would say a very good price of $345,525 to do full depth reclamation and then put a couple inches of asphalt on top of that. Actually 3 inch, wow, I take that back. 4 inches of asphalt on top of that. So in the end, it would be a new pavement structure. I question whether or not there's a typo, it's so low. But
I know.
I'm not gonna tell Spencer Paving that. So with that said, I guess I asked Andy to get the price so that we could decide if we just wanted to do the asphalt or if we wanted to do the full depth reclamation.
Does this have a time limit on how?
I didn't see a time.
No.
But I suspect they're.
Oh, this does,
Or does it?
yeah, if you're in the upright, expiration date 9/4,
Okay.
Oh,
so 30 days.
So I guess I'm looking for your feedback as to whether or not we want to take a bond to pave Jewett Hill Road and do it one time really good. Will probably last, if I had to guess, 25 years, or put a couple inches of asphalt down
and turn around, chase it again in 10 years.
and turn around and do it again in 10 years.
That's cheap for digging it up.
Mm-hmm. I believe he's only got one, that big culvert left to replace too, so.
So I guess what I'm thinking, I'm wondering if we can contact this paving company and ask them if we can sign a contract for next year, 2027, that will let Andy finish getting the culverts done. And hopefully allow us to get a loan. in
Lock in
place.
asphalt prices.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. I don't know
Yeah,
that they would agree.
I don't know if they can, but. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess.
I guess the only problem is this price expires before our next meeting.
That's still in July, that's not helpful.
I think it expires before our next meeting. No, do we have a meeting on the 27th?
Yeah, we open it in the
Yeah.
month.
That's that.
Well, I guess I propose, I'm not moving, I'm proposing that we consider a bond, but I really don't want to take the bond out till next year. I think one of our bonds finishes up next year.
No, they're both
They're
29.
both 29.
The fire truck and the excavator are done this year.
Okay. So I guess in an ideal situation, I think we could take a bond. I'd prefer to do it next year, not in 2026. So I would suggest that we have Andy reach out to this
Yeah.
paving company and ask them if this price is good for 2027. And we can move forward with that information at that time.
Yeah.
Anybody disagree with that approach?
So it's like, even if we could do a down payment, that would maybe lock in
Yeah.
part of the price or something. Cause, well, reserves aren't in here, are they?
No.
So you wanna see if Andrew can call and see if we can lock in that price?
Or even if we can like give them
A down
a
payment.
down payment of sorts to.
Okay, I will. Do you wanna shoot Andy an email or you want me to?
I'll call them tomorrow.
Okay. Next item. Treasurer. We have had 0 applicants for our treasurer's position. In an effort to keep those items moving forward, the treasury type items or treasurer type job description items, I contacted payroll management and asked them how much it would cost for the town of Canton to pick them up, to do all their to do all of our quarterly findings, all of our direct deposits, all of our W-2s, all of our 941s, I think they are. And they said their estimate is 3504.5, so $3,500 a year.
You said payroll,
Payroll management, approximately 3,500 per year. I think that's a price well worth it to
And where would we,
keep us
yeah,
where would that come from?
treasury line.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Duh,
It's both young
What she said.
duh.
would they be processing each week's payroll then?
Each week's payroll, each quarterly payroll, this is the price for the quarterly payrolls, the yearly payrolls for the fire department, and the weekly payrolls for everybody else. So that's roughly $3,500. So is there a motion?
I make the motion to enter into a contract with payroll management for the above mentioned payrolls.
I second that motion. All those in favor? I will reach out to payroll management.
So did we not get any hits on Indeed?
We were not able to get into Indeed because the email that's associated with Indeed is an incoming email only. So Indeed wants to send us a code to send back, but we have to send it back from the email that is incoming only, and therefore we can't send anything out.
We've used them before though, so I don't, how come?
But I think because of the length that it's been since we used them. Everybody's going to two-step authentication. And we believe that's why.
So isn't there a way to get around to change whatever we have to change to make this happen?
We haven't figured it out yet, but I mean,
You call them G-Tech?
I don't think they could do, I don't know. I don't know if Aaron has called them specifically on that. But they're coming Monday, so I can talk to them Monday about it.
Cause I mean, we always get something on Indeed, whether it's, you know, we might be able to glean something out of the amount. Cause we haven't got nothing so far, so something.
I was hoping we would get something from the online, because we did have people look at it. When we did it through the online paper. So,
Further down the treasury hole, RHR Smith said they will give us a not to exceed price of $10,000 to, rectify our books from 2026. And that they can do that and have that done by September 1st. They forwarded, Kathy, did that contract get in this book? They forwarded us a contract.
Contracts at that.
Right there.
Thank you.
Say that again?
I didn't get that contract.
Oh, I think I meant to forward it to you at the very
We
end.
talked about it when you were in earlier, but
Okay.
but you never sent it to me.
Okay.
So how many years is that?
We only have 1 year left. 2025 audit, I received today an email, and that's coming up under other business. So it'd be for 2026 book reconciliation.
My only concern with 2025 is we didn't have a treasurer then either, so how do we know that audit's correct?
You're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
So there was some journal entries that I believe did not get done.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not 100% on that, but
Hold on a second, we're still on 2026, we'll do 2025 next, or soon.
I do believe the bank recs were done up until February.
Oh,
26.
Like balancing the checkbook type of thing.
okay.
Do we want to move forward with RHR Smith finishing 2026 for us? Reconciling the
yes.
checkbook, reconciling the checkbook. I move to enter into contract with RHR Smith for a value not to exceed $10,000 to be taken from the treasurer's line for reconciling the books for 2026.
Second,
All those in favor?
I'm just concerned how they're gonna do it when we don't know that 25 is right, how we can make 26 be right, not knowing that 25 is right.
Do you want to wait?
I don't know, well, I don't think we can, but
I'd say if,
I have a fear that we're going to be potentially snowballing.
but don't you trust RH Smith enough? If they see problems, they'll say something.
It's usually Bernice who does that.
That knows. I mean, we can't keep putting it off.
No, I know that, but I also don't want to, as I said, carry an unknown problem years down the road, so. I don't know, we have a choice.
Just,
I don't know,
sorry.
that's the problem, I
I feel
don't
like
know.
we don't have a choice because we've been fighting, you guys have been fighting this battle for quite a while.
but I
It's-
guess, let's play this concern out. If there was a problem in 2024 and we don't recognize it till 2027, but everything else has been reconciled along the way and is up to date. In 2027, it's gonna be a lot easier to fix
Yes,
and carry forward that error.
yeah,
How far, is there a time limit on how far back you can go to make journal corrections?
I don't know. Treasurer stuff is above my head.
Says the acting treasurer.
Sorry, I admitted it to you last week, so.
Honestly.
There are some things I know that is not a question. I
If you have reservations, speak.
No, I mean,
Well,
I already have said that, but I don't think, again, I have the reservations, I just.
I do believe
we
you
have a
can go
choice.
back because I can go back in 26 and like.
Right.
pay the bills, I believe. We can go back in prior years, so I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do
Okay.
that. And I don't know how it would. Whether it would jump. To where we are now, or if there was something you needed to do.
Oh, I see.
Say, 27, 28.
Yeah.
I know you can do some things in other years, so.
Well, I think we already had a vote and then you.
No, that's fine, yeah,
So
yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to, when I call them and get this contract straightened out, do you want me to mention something?
That is entirely up to you.
No, what is
Or
your,
maybe just see
what is
if
your
there
recommendation?
is one, if we found an issue after the fact. Then it'd be corrected
I see what you.
moving forward. Where we don't have a treasurer, have had spotty treasurer stuff for far too long now. You've had that since you were on the board, right, Michelle? Yes.
Okay, I will ask them that explicitly. Website. I was curious if we've made any progress on setting up online payments.
And okay.
No, sorry.
That's okay.
You lost me at bill pay. I did reach out to the bank, this is what I thought it was about. Andrew. I asked our contact at the bank. What it would take to set up online banking for sewer and taxes. Since we already use Andrew Gov for our over-the-counter credit card information. She said it would be very easy to set it up, there's no cost to the town, because that fee would go to. Same as our credit card, the fee goes to the user. We would have to export files from Trio, upload them to Andrew Gov. They'd work with us to create an online portal, which would link to the town's website, sounds harder than it sounds hard, but she says it's not. She said she's more than happy to come and set a demo for either Aaron and I or for the board. And then I did ask how would Trio show those payments, and we would have to do a manual export. But they are working on a process that will eventually do that for us, but they don't have a date for that, so sounds relatively. Sounds like that's something that they do.
I believe you can do tax payments that way too.
Yeah, that's what my question was, not so much sewer, but how would Trio know that someone's paid their taxes?
Right,
Because without us having to go in. And input them individually, and she says we would do an export and it would work, so they are used to working with Trio. So. It sounds like. So Trio has that data once we do that export every morning or every week or whatever, so. We can move forward with it if you'd like, I can reach out to Angie and.
I make a motion to move ahead with this. Getting Andrew Pay set up on the website.
Is there a second?
I'll second that one.
Ooh, Josh made it.
All those in favor?
We don't, Josh.
Wow. Don't miss the start of shopping season.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had on the website was trying to get the policies we have posted up there and including the new one. With respect to parking.
I thought it was on there,
It,
I'll double check.
it might not have been when I looked and it might be now, so I'm not saying it still isn't.
Yep, if it's not, I will put it on there, and I still need to update the job descriptions, I honestly just not have had a chance. Policy, parking policy.
Anything else with respect to the website? Okay, moving on to the 2025 audit. Today, before this meeting, I received the 2025 audit, I haven't read it. There's a letter that we've been asked to sign and return to R.H.R. Smith. Guess I wanted to mention that we received it. Kathy, if I didn't email it to you, I should.
I was on it,
Oh, good, okay.
I printed the letter for you.
personally, I didn't have an opportunity to read anything, so I don't feel comfortable acting on the letter at this meeting. Um,
And that's the draft audit.
yes. Could you send the audit to, the draft audit to the rest of the board and maybe put it on our agenda for next meeting? Unless anybody has anything else in the 2025 audit? Okay,
If you want me to hang on to those. The letters that to be signed.
for the audit?
She asked us to put something on letterhead. You have it there in your pile. There's 2 copies, one for, nope, in your files.
Underneath.
Oh, I have a whole other file.
I put 2 copies in there to sign. I believe that is just the letter that's allowing them to proceed, but I could be wrong.
I didn't get a chance to read it. Did anybody else get a
I have-
chance to read it?
I guess,
That right there is the letter that needs to be signed on the top,
Yeah,
and I gave 2 copies, one for us, one for them.
guess I'm inclined to read it and then do it next week, or next meeting.
this is
Yes.
for what we've already talked about, right? For the,
That's the contract, yes.
so it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, but I think there's a letter in the. I knew I had sent you the contract, you printed it,
No, I didn't print.
the RHR Smith one, it's okay. Doesn't matter,
I printed some stuff.
doesn't matter, but I guess there.
That's the 20.
No, this is for the.
Contract.
Right, the records.
26 issues.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Payments and budget postings.
But in terms of the 2025 audit, I know they have a letter they want it printed on town letterhead.
It's right.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay, it's right here on the top. Okay, sorry.
This is the point.
I believe that's just the engagement letter.
I just haven't read the letter.
We can sign that.
This one, yes, but I'm just gonna sign the 2020, I'm gonna put the 2025 letter and signing of the letter on next meeting's agenda, if that's okay with everybody.
That works for me.
Unless you all have read it. Okay,
That's what I was asking. Do you want me to hang on to those?
yes.
I,
Today's date is 13th, all day, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is the 2026 contract with RHR Smith.
Okay.
Can you send that to them tomorrow? You're in that email, right?
She has to be, she printed it.
I apologize. I thought this was about the audit. It came through on the same information, the same.
No, it didn't. I forwarded that to you. It's okay. But if you can't find the email, just send it to me and I'll send it to them. Thank you. I ran into Jason, the 2000 brush truck for the fire department. It's an old truck. And it's valued at approximately $7,000. And the fire department was asked to donate it to Region 9 for their fire science program. Or perhaps alternatively sell it to Region 9 at a low cost. And fire department's inclined to donate it if the select board would support that. If we want more information, we can ask more questions. This was a conversation that was had in passing today in the parking lot. Just being honest.
I think it sounds like a good idea. Cause those, I'm assuming we've had kids in that program. That benefits us in return.
Jason said a few kids have gone through the program.
Yeah.
And the other thing, if we donate something, they're not gonna tack it onto their cost for us next year in taxes.
Exactly.
Well, Jason did say we're already part of that funding
Yeah,
because we pay part of Region 9 anyway,
Right.
so.
Yeah, so I'm saying,
Yeah.
we'll get passed on because it needs to
It'll
work
get
that
us.
way.
I motion we donate the 2025 20
2000.
20
2,000.
whatever year it is, brush truck to Region 9.
Okay, all those in favor? Kathy, would you mind reaching out to the fire department and telling them that's the way it went? MMA Municipal Association has another election. And this is for the vice president for 1 year and the executive committee for 3 years. I don't know any of these people. I can't make an informed vote, but does anybody have a preference if they want to look at that and see?
Shiloh was amazing.
Yeah, she's the only one there, so I'd go with that. So Shiloh for vice president for MMA, and the other three are Chris Camille from Lisbon, Michelle Labrie Daniels from Brewer, and Richard Petrie, Jackman town manager. So out of those three, whatever, rock, paper, scissors. Lisbon's the closest. So
Well, we decided last time.
it is how we decided last time.
We actually thought that was the same ballot.
I thought it was, I did,
I
but
thought the other one was Adcock, wasn't
that was MMA, isn't it? I don't know. Do y'all have any strong preferences other than the aforementioned person whose name I can't remember right now? You said anybody?
Sounds
Shiloh?
like there's some experience
Shiloh.
with Shiloh already.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I was going to check the box for Shiloh.
Yep.
And they're requiring us to vote for 3 people, and there are 3 people listed under executive committee
Oh,
members.
so I guess that's
Sounds good.
one. That's easy.
Okay, date. Is it still 8/13?
It is.
Municipality, Canton. Sorry, I'm almost finished.
Oh, that's fine.
Just
Yeah,
get that
that's-
mess. I think I hit on all our, is there any other business?
We were talking about transfer station reserves. Have the checks from the metal recycling been going into that?
Yes, and we call it white goods, yes.
Any other business? Approval of the warrants. Accounts payable warrant number 8, $220,504.23, and number 10, $173,175.98. Payroll warrants, number 6, $7,453.65. Number 7, $6,710.25, and number 9, $6,845.45. Is there a motion?
Motion so read with correction of 27 cents instead of 25 on 307.
Is there a second?
Oh, you, Josh.
One second.
All those in favor? Thank you. Public comment, Michelle.
In response to, or just a comment on the treasurer discussion you guys were having. As far as the state of Maine record retention window, that's 6 or 7 years, so you have like that long to go back and investigate anything, you know, any errors and, you know, make those necessary steps to correct that. So, and that's, I believe is with anything throughout the state municipalities.
6 years?
6 or 7.
So basically, same as holding your tax.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
long you have
Yeah.
to hold the paperwork, so that's how long you have of records that you
Mhm.
can investigate,
So
correct?
6, 7.
Oh, God. As bad as April, those years now.
That's not fair. That's for his benefit. Okay.
Tell you what, one of my first graders said to me this year when something else, that's so 2025.
Yeah.
She was funny.
Any other public comment? Committee reports.
Out rec department. Soccer signups have started. They're all online and they can pay to register online. Movie night is this Saturday night, starting at 6 or 5.
Five.
5. Bouncy House, Cotton Candy, which has been, both have been donated from Otis Credit Union. Glitter Tattoos. Snack Shack will be open, the Mobiles Tangles.
The movie is Tangles?
Tangled.
Tangled, yep.
It's Tangled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haunted Trail, again, October 30th. And the Trick or Trunk, Halloween this year's on a Saturday night, so that's when we'll do Trick or Trunk. I know it's a bit out, but I've already been playing with the Halloween stuff.
Oh, yeah, don't take it to Drug Supply, it's not good.
Trails on the
30th.
Yeah,
and Halloween on Halloween.
yeah.
Okay.
So get your stare ready,
Okay.
please.
Any other committee reports?
The planning board got the main ordinance development grant for $9,992. I do recommend that, maybe we provide some guidance on where we go with that and what we do with it. And,
I guess the select board has to sign the grant,
yeah,
so as soon as we have paperwork, we'll look for it.
yeah,
And then expending any funds requires prior approval from the board.
yep.
But beyond that, are you thinking of other types of guidance?
To be accompanied by receipts and
Yes.
all of that.
Yeah. I guess the big thing I wanna make sure is that they're working on something that we all feel that it needs to be built on, you know?
Mhm.
I know they mentioned a couple of things they wanna look at, like the cluster housing and the minimum lot sizes and stuff, so. They're working on their comp plan, they should have postcards already, but we might have to revisit that. Sewer department. Josh did mention that the pipe between 1 and 2 is kind of slowly flowing.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, it said it was slowly moving or,
No, it's going really well now.
oh, okay, sweet.
Whether it's fully unblocked, I'm not sure, but he did show us videos today. I think he was lonely. But it was flowing quite well.
Oh, good.
What did you do?
Don't ask.
Yeah.
He bought a potato hook, whatever that is. I don't know. Just leaving it there.
I wonder if it was a turtle or accident.
Yeah, looked into that influent meter too.
Yeah.
Where it's at is sitting in between 2 valves,
That
so,
jump.
yeah. So it probably was never getting the correct reading to begin with,
Yeah.
but he's talking about maybe we can put it down in the pump station,
Yep,
but he's looking into that still, so
okay,
that could be good news on that,
Yeah.
to get that going.
yeah, actually, probably starting right over would be a whole lot cheaper than trying to fix where it was at.
Yeah, and then like the manhole locations up there, you have to run some extensive wire
Yeah.
to get out to it and stuff,
Yeah.
but, then, he said mowing's going better, we found some old push plates or something that he put on the front of the tractor, cause the tires were already weighted.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, and it seems like it's made a world of a difference for him.
Oh, good.
And
What's he doing, drop them to slow himself down?
it's just, that way, I'm assuming when he goes in 4-wheel drive, he's getting more traction in the front too.
Yeah,
so,
it's just added weight,
Yeah,
that poor old tractor, for sure.
We got some money back,
Excellent.
from workers' comp. Says, we're pleased to announce the Board of Trustees voted at its meeting to allow total dividends. Yada, yada, yada. Your organization has significantly contributed to the success of workers' comp. and we received a check for $333 in dividends.
That's better than nothing.
This is a letter, this is our Oxford County Board of Commissioners for us to actually pay our county tax. And
$300?
Yeah.
it's a little bit more than the 333, but it did go down from last year.
Wow.
I did AP today, that's reflected in that number, but our tax went down and it is. Let's go to the page with the actual number, 147,249. So I do need 3 signatures on that. All 4 of the foreclosures have paid in full.
Let's go
Or
fast.
paid. There no longer, there was no foreclosures
Oh,
for this.
hold, say that again.
Good.
We were waiting on one more,
Yeah.
potential of one more foreclosure that was paid.
Oh, good.
And I gave some guidance to the residents and said, you know, in 6 months, we'll be back where we were. And they are aware of that, so I'm very, very happy we didn't have to go with any foreclosures, so I'm very happy with that. I think that's all. We're getting ready to do carpeting, we're excited about that, so we're gonna borrow the highway summer help to move filing cabinets and such, so yeah.
Any other committee reports?
I was gonna say, the boy, Andy and Matt have been bush hogging to buy up properties. It looks so awesome. If you haven't been 140, they've done a great job.
Yeah, Matt's done it all.
Yeah, I think he's got one more day in.
Yep. Just out of curiosity's sake, do we know what the hours were last year?
Or,
Bush hogging.
oh, no, I believe it was a
It was a set
set contract, but I don't
fee,
know.
but yeah, I didn't know whether he had ever put the hours in.
No, I don't believe he did. I can go
Okay.
back and check, but I don't
Yeah.
believe he did.
Okay.
I'll check out with that.
Michelle, do you remember when we did that contract, did he have an hourly fee in there? Or was it? It was just a flat. Flat rate. Yeah.
I'll see if he put it on his website.
Yeah.
Double check.
Any other committee reports? Motion to adjourn?
Second,
Yes, I move.
I guess we're done. All in favor?
Was it? Thank you.